Hi guys, I've reviewed over 100 Cold DoT characters this league, and the number one mistake that I've observed is that players are not prioritizing non-damaging ailments. This mistake is costing them a lot of damage. Players ask me to review their builds, I open their profiles and I see characters with over 40 divines invested, but they do not have a non-damaging ailments explicit on their amulet. The root cause of this is probably because non-damaging ailments is not as easily understood as lines like increased spell damage or increased cold damage. Today, we will demystify non-damaging ailments and increase your DPS. This is the list of non-damaging ailments in the game. Relevant to Cold DoT Elementalists DPS is Chill, Shock, and Scorch. Increased effect of non-damaging ailments will increase the effect of Shock, Scorch, and Chill, which will in turn increase your DoT DPS. Shock is the easiest to explain. You get Shock from Shaper of Storms. At the base level, Shock from Shaper of Storms gives us 15% more damage. This means that 1 million DoT DPS will become 1.15 million DoT DPS. If we acquire 100% increased effect of non-damaging ailments or lightning ailments, the 15% more damage will become 30% more damage. This means that 1 million DoT DPS will be increased to 1.3 million DoT DPS. Shock does not scale infinitely, it can only provide 50% more damage at maximum. Next, we have Scorch. We get Scorch from our boots. At the base level, Scorch from Legacy of Fury reduces enemy elemental resistances by 10%. If we acquire 100% increased effect of non-damaging or fire ailments, the reduction of enemy elemental resistances is scaled from 10% to 20%. The increased effect of Scorch lying on Legacy of Fury also amplifies the elemental resistance reduction. Scorch does not scale infinitely, the resistance reduction is capped at 30%. Lastly, we have Chill. Chill comes from Cold Snap and Val Cold Snap. Typically, Chill does not increase one's DPS. However, with bonechill support, enemies chilled by Cold Snap or Val Cold Snap will receive increased cold damage. At the base level, Chilled Ground provides 10% more damage. This means that 1 million DoT DPS will become 1.1 million DoT DPS. If we acquire 100% increased effect of non-damaging or cold ailments, the 10% more damage is scaled to 20%. This means that 1 million DoT DPS will become 1.2 million DoT DPS. Similarly, Chill does not scale infinitely. It can only provide 30% more damage at maximum. So how can you get non-damaging ailments on your gear? Your amulet is a major source of non-damaging ailments. Enchanting Ash, Frost, and Storm on your amulet provides 30% increased effect of non-damaging ailments. You can also benchcraft increased effect of non-damaging ailments on the suffix of your amulet. You will need an open suffix. The maximum increased effect from benchcraft is 30%. In contrast, a raw review of an unveiled item can provide you up to 40% increased effect. You can also get the non-damaging ailments line on your shield, boots, or rings. Although the non-damaging ailments line exists on gloves, I recommend against it because the modifier comes from the hunter influence. We do not want influence on our gloves and boots because it prevents us from adding ether and exarch implicits, which are even more powerful. Lastly, you can get 15% to 25% increased effect of non-damaging ailments on your Crucible tree. I have discussed this in my previous video on the best Crucible tree passives for Cold DoT. The link is in the description below. Now that we understand the multiplicative potential of scaling your damage via non-damaging ailments, how do we check whether we are kept in path of building? First, import your build. Second, click on cults. Third, choose a socket group that deals DPS, such as Vortex and Creeping Frost. There will be a tab below with the header titled Non-Damaging Ailments. Here, current Scorch shows your Scorch effect. 23% here refers to 23% reduced elemental resistances. There are multiple lines for Chill. The line that you should be looking at is current Chill. 28% here refers to a 128% Chill DPS multiplier. Lastly, current Shock shows your Shock effect. 31% here refers to a 131% Shock DPS multiplier. I hope you learned something today. Although this video is made for Cold DoT Elementalists, these concepts also apply for other builds. do share this knowledge with your friends. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.